there's other things to do. Let me introduce myself. My name is Alan Powell. I am the chairman of this committee, and it might shock some of y'all. Some of you may be happy. If I behave myself, I may be here next week. But I do want to just take just a minute to thank everybody for coming today and for the members to come. I'm going to go through this, and I'll start by introducing myself, tell you a little bit about me, even though some of y'all know more about me than the public safety folks need to know. I'm from Hartwell, Georgia, live up on Lake Hartwell. I've been a member of the General Assembly going on my 12th term. I have been involved in a lot of public safety issues over the years, but mainly through the budget process, the Public Safety Budget Committee. I will tell you my office is in 613, and that office is always open to y'all. And that's all I can allow for. I'm going to pass this to my vice chairman this time. Alex, Mr. Secretary.
And I'm very, very pleased to be on this committee. I had requested it last year, but I had service on the Judiciary Non-Civil Committee was more needed, I think, and I'm very honored to be there too. I have a special affinity for this committee because I had 35 years in law enforcement, 7 years as a police officer in Atlanta, and the rest of the time as a federal agent, and also served as a prosecutor and a magistrate judge. So hopefully I'll bring a little something to the fight for you, and look forward to working with you.
Just whichever way you want to start, Jay.
Representative Jay Neal, House District 2, parts of Walker, Catoosa, and Whitfield County. This is my 9th year on public safety. Served as Vice Chair of Public Safety for 6 years, I believe, and honored, Mr. Chairman, to work with you on this committee.
Thank you. Bill?
My name is Bill Hickson, and I represent western Chatham County and southern Effingham County down along the coast. I worked in the state government for about 43 years, and I spent the last 10 years serving as the state's Homeland Security Director and as the Commissioner of Public Safety.
I'm Representative Eddie Lumsden from District 12. I represent a portion of Floyd County and all of Chattooga County. I'm a retired state trooper, 27 and a half years of actual service. 2 have accumulated, and you keep nodding your head there. I appreciate that. So just shy of 30 years in law enforcement. I am new to this body. I just recently elected to serve my district, and I'm just very pleased to be here and hope that I can bring something to the table.
Dustin Hightower. I represent most of Carroll County and parts of Douglas County. I'm an attorney when I'm outside of here. I started off in the solicitor's office in Carroll County, worked under Jimmy Tuggle for 2 years, and then went out into private practice, and now I do predominantly criminal defense, but then I also prosecute for 2 city municipalities outside of my district. I prosecute for the city of Mount Zion, and I also prosecute for the city of Buchanan. So.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mike Glanton, and I represent District 75, which is Clayton County, Jonesboro, and I'm retired military. I've spent the better part of my military career in foreign countries, 13 countries. Was in Desert Shield, Desert Storm, as well as the invasion of Panama and Hurricane Hugo, Hawkeye. I have a son and a daughter currently serving in the military, a daughter who did 4 tours in Iraq, and a son who is currently in Afghanistan. And I look forward to serving with you, Mr. Chairman, and the rest of the members of the committee. Thank you.
Billy.
Good evening. My name is Willie Townton, and I serve 147, which is Houston County, Warner Robins, and Centerville. And I have 42 years in law enforcement, and I spent most of that time with the Sheriff's Department as Chief Deputy Sheriff, and My last term, I was Chief of Police of Centerville. And I've been on this board 6 years, and this is my 9th year in the General Assembly. And Chairman, it's a pleasure still to serve with you in this committee. And anything I can help you all with, y'all feel free to call me.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Mac Jackson. I'm from District 128, which is Washington County, Glasscock County, Hancock County, Warren County, a portion of Johnson County, and a portion of McDuffie County. It's a lot of counties, I know. But this is my 5th year on this committee. Since I've been in the General Assembly, I've been on this committee for 5 years now. I'm retired from the state of Georgia as a probation officer, and it's a pleasure to serve on this committee.
I'm Gerald Green. I'm from District 151, and you thought you had counties. Stewart, Webster, Quitman, Randolph, Terrell, Daugherty, Calhoun, Clay, Early, and I hope I didn't leave one of them out. Yeah. But if you come through Southwest Georgia, you'll be in my district, and we're always glad to have you. We have really picked up some good finds through our area by having some of you there. So come again on that. I'm delighted to be on this committee, and I've served on the subcommittee on appropriations with public safety, and I'm glad to be on this committee with Chairman Powell, an old friend.
I can't top that. Representative Gloria Frazier, I represent one of the largest counties, landmass-wise, in the state of Georgia, which encompasses all those small little counties he just said. Burke County encompasses all of that, and McJackson's. So I do a lot of traveling. I also represent Richmond County in Augusta, and I've been on this committee 7 years. And it's a pleasure, Mr. Chairman, to work with you.
Thank you, Gloria.
I'm Kevin Cook. I represent a portion of Haralson County and Carroll County. This is my 3rd session serving on this committee, and incidentally my 3rd chairman. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to serving with you for a long, long time.
Chances are.
And I served a brief time in law enforcement myself, and it's an honor to get to serve on this committee.
Very good, and thank y'all. This time to start off with the members, the committee rules are in front of you. If you've had an opportunity to read these, the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the committee rules.
I move we adopt the committee rules, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Any questions from any of the committee members? If not, all in favor? So be it. There's a couple of there's 3 special people that I need to introduce. One, Taylor Blumenthal. She's my keeper. Ain't I lucky? Any of y'all that need to get a hold of me during the session, if you don't already have my cell phone, Taylor can get a hold of me. Terry Long, she is our counsel. Most of y'all that's been working this committee know Terry, and look forward to having her. And Abby is the keeper of the whole committee. Now, at this time, I want to open up just some general discussion among the committee members. Anything that y'all would like to say other than your introductions about the committee or the subject matter that we'll be dealing with this year? Well, if not, then I've got just a few words to say. I've never chaired this particular committee, but I have had the benefit of 20 years or so of dealing with public safety issues on the budget front. And that has given me a good deal of knowledge about a lot of y'all here today, a lot of the things that y'all deal with in your agencies. There's a few things I will tell you that I think you'll find that this committee is very much a pro-public safety committee. I will also tell you that one thing that I expect in any committee that I chaired now or in the past has always been we'll be open for dialogue and debate. I do not want to see any legislation that comes out of this committee that has not been properly vetted and perfected. When it moves forward from this committee, then I want to be sure that it is perfected. No surprises, no unintended consequences once it leaves here, so that somewhere down the road they're saying, gosh, they didn't think about that. The only way that we can achieve that is going to be through proper dialogue and debate. Now, that being said, for those of you in the audience of the different agencies, the law enforcement agencies, before I let y'all introduce yourselves, I would say again and reiterate that it is imperative that you know that you have an open dialogue with every member of this committee. Tell us if there's something in a bill that you think is going to have an adverse effect. We need to know about it. Y'all are the professionals out there. For any of the other groups, depending on what legislation comes forward, feel free to talk to the members of this committee. You may or may not always agree with them, but there's one thing I will expect, and that's going to be courtesy and civility. I understand that there was some high emotions in this committee at one time or another, and I will tell you that I am here for several reasons, not just as a provider of this meeting, but I will tell you that I'm very much a stickler that I do not want any of these committee members to be abused, verbally or any other way. I want that to be clearly understood. That being said, that's really all that I can add to this. So with that, I'm going to open it up to a lot of the agencies and a lot of the groups here to introduce themselves. Thank you, Ronnie. Mark. Thank you, Colonel. Next. Frank. Thanks, Frank. Be careful what you ask for. You might get it. Harris. Thanks, Harris. Coming on around, I can't see who's over behind there, but who else will start right behind that next row and go back and forth, and anybody wants to introduce yourself, feel free to do it. And if you'll leave your number in case anybody up here needs to get a hold of Atlanta PD about some ticket or something. Deborah? Very good. Anyone else? I see some auxiliary agencies, state agencies back there that while typically it's not known as public safety, but they're very much a part of the public safety world. Might as well. And you're standing in for former Chairman Bearden? Cool. And I understand the young lady that's beside you will be actually working the legislature on your behalf this year? Cool. Bob? Might as well get corrections out of the way. If I might. Thanks, John. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Good. Thank you, ma'am. Do we have anyone? Yes, sir. Great. Anyone else? Yes. Thank you so much. Anyone else? If I might ask y'all, but since I am a newly chair of this committee, if y'all will be kind enough to get with Taylor, give her your phone numbers, best number, cell number, and email address. And for the benefit of the committee, we'll have these on file in the office. We'll be building a, sorry to say Rolodex, but nobody knows what that is anymore. But we'll be continually building a database. I stand corrected. We'll be building a database of contact information, and please do give it to us, because in the course of our duties, some of the members may need to be getting in touch with y'all for various information. That being said, I want to back up to something I'd said earlier. This committee, bills that come out of this committee, they're going to be properly vetted, they're going to be debated, and most important, they're going to be perfected. Once upon a time, when I started in the General Assembly, I was on the Motor Vehicle Committee. At that time, the Motor Vehicle Committee, the Georgia State Patrol, had a liaison, governmental relations person, who was at every one of the motor vehicle meetings. Because any bill that passed about rules of the road or anything traffic-wise, they always, it was JR, I can't remember his name now, JR Howell. And they used to be there to give us information, so we didn't haphazardly pass something that would have other effects. I would be very grateful for that same type of working relationship. To the committee members, I would like to tell you that to get involved with these folks, get to know them on a personal basis. 3 of your committee officers had an opportunity to go down to the Sheriff's Association conference for a brief time last night. And it was quite interesting that some of the comments that we heard from some of those sheriffs had been sheriffs for years. They were kind of shocked to the fact, first time they ever saw anybody from the Public Safety Committee show up for a Sheriff's Association meeting. I would encourage the members of this committee to get involved with these various associations. Talk to them, learn what they do, and learn all the ins and outs. It would make us better committee members for legislation. That being said, is there any questions? Anybody have any comments? If not, Chair will stand for motion. We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? Second. All in favor? Thank y'all. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. We have one thing we need to do. Today is the Vice Chair's birthday.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to lead in a rousing rendition of Happy Birthday? To you.
Happy birthday.
We're going out to dinner this evening. There you go, buddy. All right. Happy birthday. That one.